Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted, man. What the fuck?
Snarf, 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 snarf.
Are you trying to start the podcast
Yes.
with snarf? Oh, God, no.
It didn't work.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 109 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
I'm Tyler.
I'm Brooks.
I'm Dan.
And I'm last.
As per Tyler's
Where you
demand.
should be.
And it's been a week of things, though not a ton. I think probably the biggest news this week was the reveal of the PlayStation 5 UI. We're about a month out from, actually less than a month out now, from both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X launches. And we finally got a look at the PlayStation 5 dashboard, which showcased a lot of interesting features.
Excuse me, Ryan, before we get into that, we have to address the new addition to the podcast team, Babyface Brooks.
Yes, Babyface Brooks.
What up, Babyface Brooks?
He murdered the old Brooks.
This is actually
Consumed by Brooks until
Brooks-
Brooks consumed one another.
Brooks had a birthday, and as part of the birthday ritual, the new older Brooks killed the younger Brooks. He is now more mature. He doesn't need to rely on his facial hair for the illusion of age anymore.
No, I just really wanted to be carded again. I'm gonna be that asshole that's every time. Can I get that in writing?
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
No, you've become... Once you start making that joke, that's when you know you've become old.
Yeah.
I only drink wine on days that end in Y.
No!
Line me up and watch me go.
Next time you go to a store, you're gonna when the cash register doesn't work, you're like, I guess it's free then.
I want all you motherfuckers to dance like no one's watching.
Anyway, the PlayStation 5 UI. Some of the features that they showed off seem pretty interesting. Like there are going to be game-specific cards when you hit the menu. Like there's an in-game dash, and those cards have to do with whatever you're currently doing in the game, and it gives you a time estimate for completing that section of the game.
I thought the idea looks really cool. I just have to wonder how many developers are actually going to program after the first launch games. Like, it seems like a feature that's going to be forgotten.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where I was like, they're giving more work for devs to do about their game.
They're not working hard enough.
Explain it to me again. I didn't see the video.
So basically, there will be these cards that represent your current objectives in whatever game that you're playing. And it says approximately how much time it should take for each of those tasks. So like if you're looking to drop into a game before, you have to do something or something like that, you have a good idea as to whether you have enough time in order to complete this section of the game.
Interesting. So you're like, oh, I just put a frozen pizza in the oven.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can radial side
Do I have
quest.
time to kill God and to have my pizza?
You can have your pie and eat it too.
I mean, wouldn't it? In theory, it should be as easy as programming an achievement, but but that means the developers, the extra work would be involved in just trying to figure out how long each quest should take. You don't think that's something that...
Well, I don't know. It just seems like extra work that, it depends on how easy they make it, right? Like, for example, Kindle does an estimate on how much time it will take you to finish a book based on how quickly you've been reading it to that point. So maybe if it's something that's built into the PlayStation 5 where like it automatically does that calculation as long as you mark the beginnings and ends of a section, for example, right? So all the programmers would have to do is be like, here's the start, here's the finish, right? You know, and then if the PlayStation 5 does any of those calculations on the back end, then that could simplify things. But I don't know.
Also, like, did they say like trophies, how it's like a shareable piece of information? Like you can, so other like your friends on PlayStation could be like, oh, this guy's got a quest he's working on for the next 10 minutes. Any idea about that? There is some like hop in, immediately join a friend in a game kind of thing. And some pretty seamless. One of the more impressive things that they showed off was a friend of yours being able to stream themselves playing the game, you being able to tune into that stream while playing the same game and have it docked or picture-in-pictured on your display.
That I thought looked pretty cool.
That's going to be kind of cool.
Yeah. So
it's not a total bust then.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah. We'll see. We'll see if it pans out. I think that it looks pretty good. Probably the biggest thing is the PlayStation Store is not its own app anymore. Now it's built into the dashboard. So you're not launching the store in order to get in and browse things.
Oh, thank God.
It's just a whole separate thing that is an instant load that you can scroll through. It's a lot easier.
Right.
Yeah, I hate how it currently is.
Yeah, the store as it stands right now is basically a glorified web page. So any improvement on that will be welcome. But yeah, it looks fine. It looks like a next gen system, I guess.
I like that it's moved on from I feel like PS3 and PS4 had fairly similar.
Yeah, the cross media bar.
Yeah, and I'm glad it looks like they've moved on from that and have an update, which is nice.
Yeah,
I liked the PS3's cross media bar thing, but the PS4 is a little clunky.
Yeah,
so it feels. So
the way it keeps recently played games on it, you know, and I don't know, it just all of it is just. It's not a great experience compared to. I think the Xbox dashboard is better than the PlayStation 4 dashboard.
I've never had to experience any of these problems. I bought a PS4 and it was just a glorified Bloodborne machine, so it was the only thing that was ever on my previously played games bar.
Which is free this month.
Yes, it is.
For
people have also been showing off the Xbox Series X dashboard, which I think from what I can tell, it's the exact same thing as what they've already loaded out to the Xbox One X, the Xbox One systems, because they recently did an update to those. Huh?
I said, I suppose if it ain't broke.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, but like. It seems like, and I could be mistaken in this because the only Series X systems that are out in the wild are prototype systems, and I don't know if they're going to be updating the dashboard or anything like that. But it seems like they're going for a unified dashboard between the Xbox One and the Xbox Series consoles. That's what it looks like.
That's
anyway.
cool.
So,
brand familiarity.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, with everything coming out in less than a month, I took that week off, so I am probably going to be recording some first impressions in those systems.
I'm going to join you taking the last 6 months off.
Yeah. Honestly, you are welcome to join me.
Got nothing else, man.
But yeah, I think that was pretty much the big, news of the week was the PlayStation 5 revealing their user interface. Aside from
that's been the podcast. Let's
yeah,
get out of
right. Man, if this was
Piece of
only about
racism.
news, we'd be. Aside from that, there are rumors that the next Elder Scrolls game is going to be Xbox exclusive.
I would be more shocked if it wasn't.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
kind of funny at the beginning where they're like, "No, we'll let it happen," and you're like, "No,
Well,
no, you know,
It's
it works."
basis.
I think what happened when they announced was when they purchased ZeniMax, they said that they plan to honor all existing exclusivity deals. They didn't say that what they said was there's room to have the conversation, later on down the line, but the definitive statement that they said was they plan to honor all existing exclusivity deals. So
It's probably just easier to do it like that, to be honest. And be like, okay, now we're gonna have a shitty port to the Xbox real quick, or vice versa.
Well, this
Yeah.
will help continue my streak of only ever having Elder Scrolls games on an Xbox, because I never got one on my PlayStation. I guess I have it on my PC.
So next
At the end of the day.
next generation Skyrim is only going to be on Xbox. That's what they mean to say.
I just don't respect my elders enough to really care about the series. So
Just because you've had a birthday doesn't mean you do more dad jokes.
you know what?
Brooks, you are a disappointment, sir. Or you are a disappointment, or you meet expectations, and I can't decide which is worse.
The expectations are
I'm going
disappointing.
with the latter. If I was a Jeopardy category, I'd be poopery.
Christ. So I went to had to go to Walmart this past week, and I have not seen this in stores. The little Lego Mario. So I saw it at Walmart and had to pick it up, and
Mario?
it is seriously cool.
Mario.
This little thing has Bluetooth and a little sensor on the bottom, and they give you the pieces for like a course, and so you can build out that course to be whatever you want. Like the starter kit comes with Bowser Jr. and a Goomba, and then like a course, and this little sensor can tell the color of the bricks that it's on. So if it's on green, the little thing on his chest will show like green rolling hills. If it's on blue, it'll show like a bunch of pipes in water. And then if it's on red, it shows lava. And if you stay on red for too long, it's kind of like in Mario 64, when you hit the lava, it's like you hit and then you shoot up, and then you hit again and you shoot up, and then you hit again and you die. So it kind of has that same sort of tick of, after 3 ticks, his eyes go red, or his eyes go X'd out. And he
Is it
does
permanent?
Wasted.
and then you take it off, and he comes back and goes, whew. And when you have him lying on his back for a while, he goes, "Oh, sleepy time." And his eyes close, and Z's show up on his chest display.
And if you put Bowser Jr. on his back for too long, he dies because he's a turtle.
So you build Bowser Jr. and Mario. There are different power-up suits, so like you can get Cat Mario and stuff like that, and all this comes off. When I just took
Naked
his
Mario.
pants off, he actually just said, "Mamma mia!" And if you shake him too much, he gets dizzy.
That's actually a pretty sweet toy. Except the only thing that I'm thinking about is the potential of like somewhere down the line, you kind of you just have them in your next to you on your nightstand, or you put it in the closet. It's really dark, and you get the Furby thing where he just like pops his eyes open in the middle of the night. And
look at his
scares the
nightmare
shit out
fuel when he's off.
And then it consumes you.
Like, I would hate that if I'm like sitting there.
It's just in the dark. You just see, since the only illuminated things. Hold on. I got this.
Like, that's terrifying. I don't want that in my house. It can stay away.
Mamma mia.
If you do drugs, you go to hell before you die.
Batteries are going to start going down, and like when it gets really weak, it's just going to start like. But
yeah, it's a seriously. It is a seriously cool little kit.
I want the Wario one.
There isn't a Wario one.
Soon.
One would hope. There isn't even Luigi.
It'd be kind of funny if they I'm sure if it takes off, they'll make more. But I just kind of hope that they don't make a Waluigi just to stick with them.
I always hope they do, and they're never gonna.
What?
But yeah, the things that he can interact with more directly actually have these little barcodes on the bottom. So like that's Bowser Jr.'s barcode. The start of a course and the end of a course have little barcodes on it too.
Mark of the Beast.
So like at the start of a course, I've got, this tube and there's a barcode in the tube. So you put them in the tube and it actually starts playing Mario music and gives you a 60-second timer to then traverse your course. And it's just seriously cool. When you come up to a question block, you put him on top of a question block because it's got a barcode on top of it. And it starts a little roulette spinning on his chest. And you can get a power up. You can get coins or whatever. And you defeat the enemies and navigate the course, get to the end, get to the flagpole. And it stops the timer and tallies up your score. And actually connects to your cell phone to show you details about your run.
That is actually kind of cool. That's
It's
a lot of
weirdly high tech.
Yeah. How much was it?
The starter kit is $60.
Okay. Kind of is expecting it to be that price range.
I like Sonic.
And then, oh, hey, that's a cat. I had a point, but it's now rendered moot.
Sorry.
So yeah, there are a lot of other kits as well, like little expansion kits. You can get little costume kits for them for power-ups and stuff. You can also get blind bags of different enemies. So like, Bullet Bill and bloopers and stuff like that as individual kits that you can add to your courses. And then there are course expansions, the biggest of which being Bowser's Castle for $100.
Damn.
I feel like that's about to be expected as far as the price for that goes.
Yeah, honestly, everything in it, like this one being as expensive as it is, the starter kit being as expensive as it is, can be chalked up to it, including this little, Mario, this wonder of technology Mario. And then
Mario.
Every other kit, like this is only available in the starter kit. So every other kit kind of falls in line to the Lego's typical pricing to size of the kit, right? Mm. So, you've got $30 kits, $50 kits, and then the monster $100 kit.
Lego. Always expensive.
Have they announced an expansion set for the animated cartoon yet?
What?
Have they announced an expansion kit for the animated cartoon yet?
No.
Mama Luigi?
Do the Mario!
Some spaghetti.
How dare you remind me that he's dead?
Oh.
Swing your hips from side to side.
Oh, well, now we're all sad.
Captain Lou Albano, rest in peace.
And the Mario Kart Live came out this week too.
It did, and that one is a little cost prohibitive because each cart is $100, And so
People driving around, you see their pets and shit.
yeah,
That's pretty cool.
Use your stimulus checks, boys and girls.
I love the concept of it. I hope it's not something that's going to be in a limited availability like they have been with all these other Mario 35 announced things, because I'd like to get it eventually. It looks like a lot of fun, and it looks like it works remarkably well. But yeah, I'm not shelling out $100 or $200 for that right now.
It seems like it would be something that would be like,
if you have two.
Yeah.
and it seems like something that it would be like you have a couple of friends that all buy their own kind of thing, and you meet up and you do it in a house, which isn't exactly an option right now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
It does look cool though. I saw IGN's review of it and like the making your own course and all of that stuff looked really sweet. And like you can get items and stuff, and it like spin out with the shell or go faster with the mushroom and all that stuff.
You and several friends can spend your money on these carts, use them once, and then just go back to playing regular Mario Kart.
That's exactly what I was going to say, because Jasmine and I have both been watching like videos about, the Mario Kart Live. And we're like, man, it sucks that it's $100 per cart and, this and that. And I'm realizing that I would buy those. We would play it once and they would get put away.
And you go, oh, hey, you want to play Mario Kart 8?
Yeah.
Man, this is so close to like playing Mario Kart.
The real experience.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of coming in second to Nintendo, it's Sega's 60th anniversary this week.
It is.
And apparently...
Never mind. Sorry.
I can't hear you.
60 years, you said?
Yeah.
What did they do before video game, the Genesis and stuff like that?
They didn't. No, they did a lot of early arcade cabinets and stuff, and I think they had also had some entertainment things prior to that. But the only reason I'm excited is because for a very limited time, i.e. like the next 2 days, they have a Yakuza Streets of Rage game available on Steam.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So,
And they've
checking that out.
Made a number of games available for free on Steam. Sonic 2 being one of them. Let's see. Oh, wow. I had not heard of this. Golden Axe, a canceled prototype.
Yep.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Golden Axed.
Yep. Free to keep, Streets of Kamurocho. Endless Zone, Armor of Heroes, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, 2 Point Hospital, Sega 60th items, and Total War Shogun 2, Battle of Kawagoe.
I've been hearing a lot of chatter that they could be getting a mini Sega Dreamcast too.
Yeah, people like to talk. All that has been confirmed out of Sega is like, yeah, maybe we'll do that next. That's literally all the statement was, yeah, maybe that's something that we'll do.
Which probably just teasing that to see if there's any real demand for it. And then marketing follows up.
They don't need to tease that to find out if there's any demand for it. People have been talking about it for years.
That's fair.
It's honestly, it was a non-answer. Is what they were when that came up, and unfortunately, it's the internet, and non-answers are answers.
Everything is a rumor.
Let's be honest. It's humanity.
I think it would be
with all non-answers.
It would be stupid of them not to do a Dreamcast Mini, but it would also be stupid of them to skip over the Sega Saturn and jump straight to the Dreamcast. The Sega Saturn may not have done well, but there's no better time to remind people that there were a handful of good titles on the Sega Saturn than by re-releasing a Saturn Mini. having nights on that is an option. Like there were a handful of decent titles for the Saturn.
Well, I never had a Sega.
Well, you're missing out.
This was a Nintendo household, sir.
Well, Sega didn't, so.
The Game Gear Mini did come out, though. Or the Game Gear Micro, that's what it was. The 4 different Game Gears with a bunch of different games on them. And they sell for like 60 or 80 a pop. They're not being released outside of Japan. But if you go to amazon.co.jp, you can buy a full kit for like $200.
Not bad. I mean, that kind of stuff is cute, but I never really cared much for the Game Gear when I had a Sega Nomad. It's kind of like, well, I could just play this Genesis game in my car with like 9 AAAs.
I never had a Nomad when I was a kid. I had a Game Gear when I was a kid, and then I didn't own a Nomad until I was working at Babbage's when I was like 19, and someone came in to trade in a Nomad, and I happened to be the employee to catch that customer, and immediately called dibs when I cashed it in, so no one else at the store could buy it.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Again, Nintendo household.
It's a shame because you missed out on a lot.
Yeah.
Like blood in Mortal Kombat.
I got PlayStation 2.
Splatterhouse.
Pretty late in the PS2 life cycle. But I only had Nintendo consoles probably until 2 years, maybe 3 years before probably 4 years or so before the PlayStation 3 came out.
Goddamn.
I just didn't have money for consoles. I didn't buy them. And I lived on what my parents got me for Christmas.
Yeah,
So what you're telling me is you had no hustle as a child.
No.
Check.
The systems I got for Christmas were in the 80s. I got the NES Track Meet and Duck Hunt pack. So it
Tell
came
us about
with
your ColecoVision, Grandpa.
it came with the.
What about the ZX Spectrum?
I watched too much Ashens and am too used to hearing British people call it the ZX Spectrum. But yeah, the first gaming system that was purchased for me was that kit that came with the light gun, came with the trackpad, and came with a cartridge that had Track Meet, Super Mario Brothers, and Duck Hunt on it. Then I got a Game Boy for Christmas the year that the Game Boy came out.
Ooh, yeah.
And then from there, I don't even remember how I got my Game Gear or my Genesis. And ultimately,
You fell off a truck.
somehow ended up getting a Super Nintendo at some point. Traded both my Genesis and my Super Nintendo in for $100 off a PlayStation in 1996. And I've been a Sony boy ever since, pretty much.
Okay, Grandpa.
But the GameCube came out while I was working at Babbage's, so I got GameCube when it came out.
What's Babbage's?
Babbage's is one of many chains that was absorbed by GameStop.
There was
Ah,
Babbage's, there was Electronics Boutique, there was
Software, etc.
yeah, what was the one with the egg in the title? Or I'm
Funko
thinking, no. It'll come to me. It'll come to me later. Shit, there was another place too. It was weird because like I spent a few summers in the Midwest as a teenager, and so that's the only reason I know the name of those places. And like that, and like Aladdin's Castles, because hanging out in the mall in North Dakota, it's the only shit to look at.
There was Aladdin's Castle in Florida as well. But yeah, there were a whole bunch of different video game stores that all kind of got absorbed under one umbrella, and one of them is Software, etc., Babbage's, and Funcoland was part of that, and they were all owned by Barnes and Noble.
Oh.
Yeah,
I know that Barnes and Noble owned those.
yeah, because when I worked at Babbage's, my employee discount worked at Barnes and Noble.
Oh, that's rad. Oh, I would have abused the hell out of that.
Yeah, and now it's just all
Game
GameStop.
Well, yeah, me too. Yeah, I liked Game Crazy because since I was always a generation behind, they always had like the biggest selection outside of like a specialty store or junk store that would have like Genesis games or PS1 games even.
Yeah, I feel like the older I get, the less interested I am in going into like a GameStop. Like I'll still want to go in and browse GameStop and stuff like that. Especially since, they bought ThinkGeek, so there's a lot of, ThinkGeeky kind of things in their storefronts now. But I am way more drawn to like the smaller mom and pop shops that carry used, like that shop that we went to that one time. And
Game Zone.
Yeah. Like
That place was great.
those kinds of places are way more special to me than, like
They
just
always
going
have
to
the
some
weirdest
game
shit.
shop. Yeah.
It's just like, well, this has been in stock since 1998 and no one's bought it yet. So, or just like that random stack of like import titles. There's always something fucking weird in there.
Yep.
Yeah, games you've never heard of.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
there goes
Williams.
Kaylin.
He's dead.
I dropped everything he
Bye,
had and went
Kaylin.
to the game right now.
Welcome back, Kaylin.
The cat ate him.
Yeah, right.
I am so distracted
There's
by
no
the cat.
Oh, it ha-
There's no Kaylin, only Zool.
I'm like sitting here wanting to pet the cat.
I don't know.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Sonic. There you go.
hey.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Bro.
Welcome back.
Sorry.
So, there's a new game that has come out that I picked up on Switch, and I instantly regretted that decision when I realized that it was available on other platforms. It's a game called Foregone, and it looks stylistically a lot like Dead Cells, but it is not a roguelite, I don't think. I started playing a little bit and I realized like it's in a crazy inconsistent frame rate. And for like a side-scrolling action game like that, that's aiming to be like a Souls-like or Cells-like, that doesn't work at all. So,
It's that good old Switch crunchy frame rate, dude.
It's
Same thing happened to Bloodstained.
just so crunch, so crunch. Like when you get
them crunchy or soft.
when you get to certain areas, it's buttery smooth, and it's like, oh, this is what it should feel like. And then you get into a fight or something, or you're traversing some vertical terrain or something like that, and it's just chunky as fuck, and it pisses me off because it looks like a great game. And so basically, to make sure that this isn't that this is a Switch specific thing, I've requested a review copy for PC to give it a run through on PC, because honestly, the game itself looks like it has a lot of potential. It was made by some Ontario studio, and it looks like a lot of fun, and it's very pretty. But man, it is unplayable on Switch.
That's disappointing. I feel like we're seeing that a lot lately with Switch. Like a lot of third-party games that are being ported that aren't being optimized for the Switch at all.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's kind of weird.
if they can make Witcher 3 look like dog shit in order to run on the Switch, you can take your indie game and make it look a little shittier in order for it to run 60 frames.
Especially when those 60 frames are definitely needed.
Yeah.
It looks like a Twitch combat like kind of thing. Like you have to be quick. You have to, have those frames that you were losing.
Yeah.
I just don't understand. Like, I feel like this hasn't been an issue on past Nintendo like consoles. Obviously,
frame rates or just poor ports.
Poor ports, as bad anyway, as bad as we've been seeing it with the Switch. And maybe it's just because we're hearing about it more because the Switch has been more popular. But like, it just feels like I've heard a lot of ports that just have snuck through the, snuck their way onto the store that shouldn't have been.
Well, I think the Switch is the first Nintendo system to be as accessible to indies as it is.
That's true.
So,
and I think people see ports like The Witcher or like Doom, where these companies have the budget to pull off these kind of small miracles to get these games to run, and they kind of take for granted the work that goes into, like, they think they can just port it over, and that the Switch can handle it.
And in those cases with those big AAA titles, I'm pretty sure they're hiring a studio specifically to handle that port.
Right.
So, like, there's no reason why Wolfenstein 2 should run as well as it does on the fucking Switch.
Right.
But that's a lot of resources thrown at it. Whereas Foregone is done by a studio I've never heard of, published by no one noteworthy, like names you've never heard of before. And
so it could just be their fault.
Well, they don't have the resources.
Yeah. Like a quality assurance kind of thing where like you should be able to reach a baseline of operational or of being playable to actually be allowed onto the digital store. You know what I mean? Like, it's interesting. It seems like that is kind of gone now with a lot of those games that you see in the on the Nintendo Switch, on the Nintendo store front. Like, there's a lot of games that you just don't think should make it.
Well, I bet they probably don't have that kind of thing with indies. It's a different route that indies go through in order to get put on the Switch versus a AAA title. Like the seal, the licensed by Nintendo seal, doesn't mean a damn thing anymore.
I remember when it used to stand for something.
I remember when it used to stand for quality.
Now gamers
games have meaning.
Now gamers are kneeling whenever they see it, as opposed to standing up. And you know what? Hang on, I got to film the rest of this in my truck.
Oh, God.
That would have worked much better if you shaved off everything except for your goatee, Brooks. Then you really could have nailed the look.
You're not wearing a tank top either. Come on, man.
Also, you should shave your head next.
This military shirt counts. Hang on, I gotta find a dumb hat.
You gotta get a trucker hat.
I'm disappointed by your commitment to this bit, Brooks. Normally you commit.
There we go.
Boom. Oh.
Except the hat should say something shitty like, business up front, party in the back. Yeah. It's got to be a little copyright infringing Calvin peeing on a Ford symbol.
Either that or anything that says like, oh my God, American by birth, Southern by the grace of God.
Anything that
God, no. Oh, Christ. Oh my God.
Love Dixie.
Alternatively, anything that would be at home on a truck mud flap or back of a
or a firearm manufacturer hat.
Yes. Oh, it's too easy.
Oh man. So yeah. Shitty ports.
I mean, yes, shitty ports from Ireland.
Don't forget to plead to our other base, the foot fetishists, Ryan.
Yeah, right. So let's have a conversation today about just anything in the nerd world. I'm sitting perfectly normally. This is just how I choose to sit. This is how I am most comfortable. Just normal, sitting around the house like you do. Look at those toesies.
Oh, damn.
Ooh, damn.
So something I also kind of caved to when I got that Mario kit is little baby is the child, Baby Yoda.
Oh, for a second, I couldn't see it all in like the light, and it looked really creepy for a second.
2 weeks.
Oh, shit.
I am very excited.
2 weeks.
Very excited for season 2, and
Of the Brandalorian.
these little figures are adorable. Of course, Disney released an entire minifig line of Baby Yodas. So this is just one of 6 possible ones, but they're not blind bags, which is nice.
Let's see. You have happy Baby Yoda. You have sad Baby Yoda. You have laughing Baby Yoda. You have praying to Jesus Baby Yoda. You got horny Yoda. You got Baby Yoda, Baby Yoda.
Now they're Baby Yoda Hummels.
Praying to Jesus, Baby Yoda literally just holds a tiny cross up.
Hell yeah!
The
You're gonna
most
look.
American Baby Yoda toy you could possibly get your hands on, brother.
There's MAGA Baby Yoda, and that one just MAGA.
Make Coruscant Imperial again.
Magalorian.
Oh no! Don't put it there.
Oh no! It's already materialized in the ether.
It is now going to be, especially with Mandalorian coming out at the end of this month. It is going to be an official election political ad. The Magalorian.
Oh no! Don't put that out there.
Wait, he's played by Pedro Pascal? Oh hell no!
Donald Trump. Only Donald Trump's that badass.
Taking our jobs.
Our job.
Donald Trump plays a bounty hunter or something in outer space. He's got a cool helmet, and him and little Mike Pence ride around the galaxy, and they like solve crimes and have friendships.
When you said little Mike Pence, I just imagined little Mac as Mike Pence. In Punch Out against women trying to get too close to him.
Oh my god.
All
Where's
I wanna say
Mother?
Mother's the referee.
All I want to say is lasers don't get strong enough to blow up planets. Naboo was a false flag operation.
Remember Death Star 2 Gate?
Oh, God.
This makes me sad.
Yeah. We laugh because we're miserable.
You just gave me cancer, thank you.
I think we gave all of our viewers cancer.
Don't worry, I protected them with the thetans my face is emanating since I shaved.
So,
Is that what a beard is for? Just
oh yeah, Jackbox Party Pack 7 came out this week.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
I haven't played it yet.
I haven't played it yet either, but there is a new version of Quiplash in it.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know. I don't know what the difference is going to be. It
Yeah,
seems
neither
pretty
do
cut
I.
and dry.
I have not. Yeah, I have not played any of them. Let's see. The games are Talking Points, Devil and the Details, Blather Round, Quiplash 3, and Champed Up. So
Champed Up.
only one of those is familiar. The rest of them are new. So that'd be
Probably
interesting.
suck, man.
Well, I mean, sometimes they have the ones that just
You're buying the pack for blah.
yeah, but like so some of them they kind of take a risk and experiment with something and it works out. It works as a really fun game, and sometimes not so much.
Sometimes you get that weird shooting game.
Yeah, what was
Yeah,
that one
Wing
weird
Shot.
fucking thing where you're the little alien dudes, the weird
Yeah.
little Gurgs or whatever the fuck?
Among Us.
And then there's stuff like the rap battle stuff, right? Like, which
I like the rap battle.
yeah, that's
That
fun,
was great.
and that worked out well. But this other weird platformy, whatever the fuck that thing was, that we played at Extra Life like 2 years ago, it just wasn't all that great.
I feel like it's both difficult and it's difficult to find new party games ideas, and so it's much easier to just kind of throw them all out there since people already aren't inclined to want to play a new game at a party anyways. So you're like, well, might as well make it fucking weird. Here we go.
Yeah, right.
This one you're juggling squids while recanting the vice presidents of the United States of America.
So we're gonna have to play some Jackbox at some point this week. I think that'll be fun. Also, at some point in this coming week, we're gonna have to stream some Phasmophobia.
Yay, everyone gets to watch me make noises that I don't expect to.
Fantastic.
We are
I can't
2
wait.
weeks into October, and we don't have any Terrify Tyler content.
I
You guys are
know.
dropping the ball.
Well, because we have had to stay inside all this year, I think 2021 should just be dedicated entirely to scaring the fuck out of Tyler.
Good call. Good call. You know what? I'm for it. All in favor? Aye.
Disagree!
Yeah.
Why? I hate how fast you raised your hands.
It's like why people pick on weird kids at school because it's just so easy. It's
Wow!
Don't get me wrong, Tyler. I've enjoyed a lot of the Terrify Tyler stuff, but the best part about Phasmophobia is now I get to be part of the experience. So
I will never, ever forget that weird noise that I made last week. It was something like that.
It was a thing. It was definitely a thing.
podcast listeners.
And Dan even tried to warn you that you were about to get fucking got.
I was trying to figure out how to move the motion sensor. I was just so focused on trying to figure that out because I wasn't really even hearing Dan warn me. I was just like, oh no, I started to see the breath, and then that happened, and then no.
I've never seen someone so absorbed in a single task on that game, especially one that simple. Like,
It was like the fear was turning my brain off, so I couldn't figure it out. Like at first it was just like, okay, what's the button? And then I started seeing the breath, and then I was like, oh no, and then I just couldn't figure it out, and then boom, dead.
Such a good game. So much fun. So much fun.
Well done to the one dude that made it.
Yeah, right.
if only we could get either of Brooks or Kaylin to be our fourth member, but just can't happen.
At some point, when
are you guys gonna do it?
when we bounce back from this whole pandemic nightmare,
Three.
I am going to just build some spare gaming PCs so we can have our whole team play together.
That would be cool. You make like a cool bay where we all put the cables in our necks and jump into the Matrix.
Yes.
Into it.
Oh my god, that could be like the That'd be a really stupid promotional video for our gaming series. Just
And we have to take it 100% seriously as well.
He can see the code.
we make one of those like
Just put a bunch of fucking computer code shit on my glasses, you know?
or we do one of those things where we jump into the internet and it's like the internet highway and it's like really bad 80s, 90s CGI.
Just looks like reboot.
Reboot is unfortunately not aged all that well, and
I think it is aged great.
I still love it, but I look at it and I'm like, okay.
I mean, that's what 3D. Honestly, that's way better, especially for a weekly series for 3D for the time that it came out, and it actually has a really good story.
I enjoyed this a lot. It looked ugly even then. I remember being like, this show is ugly as fuck, but I can't stop watching it.
It is pretty great.
What's wrong with the skin? Why is he like kind of green? I don't know, man.
He's not human.
They're in a computer or something.
They're in a computer.
Don't forget, he gotta be cool, so he gotta have his hat on the side.
Oh man, megabyte and hexadecimal, and honestly, I loved the concept, like the idea that, you know, when you're not playing a game, like when you go to play a game, you're fighting against your computer, and if you actually win, your computer has to, like, you know, recover from its wounds. And they used a lot of terminology that I would not expect them to be using at the time, like stuff that's legitimate tech terminology, like hexadecimal had an army of nulls, you know, and just all kinds of just, you know, fairly appropriate tech speak for the character names. So I give it a lot of credit. It was a lot of fun, and I will still watch that series from beginning to end to this day and enjoy every fucking moment of it. When Enzo goes into the web and becomes a badass.
Well, if you love it so much, why don't you marry it?
Speaking of
Doc,
bad tech.
Will
Oh my
you
god,
marry me?
Oh no.
I guess I'm going to be marrying Dot.
Of course you have one, right?
We are now legally obligated to end this episode of the podcast.
And good night.
Yeah, I've got 2 reboot figures, and with these guys, when you hit them, they fall apart.
Just like real life.
That's amazing.
Speaking of reboots, I gotta go.
Kalen's got to go be on another podcast because that's how popular he is.
Shame
Well,
him.
you know, if we only talked about me on this podcast, I would stick around.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Sorry, we'll really shift our priorities next time.
Look,
So I'm gonna go talk about my band now.
next
Talk about the politics of Charlie Brown and its usage in cartons, you know?
next week you don't even get to announce that you're on the show. You've gone from last to just not talking.
You know, it's crazy that Kalen, during pandemic, released a music video where he shaved his head with a lint with one of those cat cleaner things.
Lint
lint roller, and his hair is already back to like a normal-ish length.
Yeah.
It's a sophisticated hairpiece, I will say, Kalen.
Thank you. It cost a pretty penny. Thanks, Trump.
But it's crazy
It's a
to
good
think
run.
it's crazy to think that was released and shot during the pandemic. We're still in the pandemic, and your hair has come back.
Yeah, that's just sad.
And
Stop hiding.
and I am currently animating a new music video. So Good times, huh?
I love bit straps.
Wow, you can do a lot with Bitmojis these days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! Don't do. Someone's gonna make a fucking music video with Bitmojis, and I would be very mad at that.
I don't even know what a Bitmoji is. So
It's like a thing where you go to.
Go talk about your band, nerd.
I will.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye,
Bye.
Kaylin.
So
All right.
now what do we talk about?
Finally,
Kaylin's
now that he's
gone.
gone, we can talk about Kaylin.
God, what a fucking dick!
Oh my
Big
god!
smelly Billy.
So I'm drinking
Sounded
this apple empanada Goza style ale from a brewery in Tucson, 1912 brewing company, and these are a little too carbonated. And it makes me really burpy. Like, seriously, every can in this case, I've cracked it open and, just let it sit before the first sip. And by the time, like, I reach over to sip it, there's froth built up over the top because it has bubbled up so much. It is
That's weird.
way too carbonated.
Well, speaking of beer, I can actually drink beer again now, which has been nice.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's funny too because I found some beer that I could actually drink like last week. Like Omission's got a really good like 3-carb beer.
Yeah.
And then Lagunitas also has a pretty decent one. I mean, if you like IPAs, I guess. But have you had Vahaklava yet from BRI?
No.
Oh man, you should. It's really good. Zeke helped make that one.
What is it?
It's named after his dad. I forget exactly what it is, but it tastes like baklava.
Oh.
And his dad's name is Vahak, so Vahaklava because his dad makes it. And
Sure.
I had
Interesting.
to for the pun. Yeah,
I'd have
It's good,
to.
though.
I'll have to give that a try. That sounds like it could be really good. It's been a long time since I've
Totally.
had some good baklava, let alone a baklava beer. I always get their boombox because that is super good.
I haven't been there since the before times.
Jasmine,
I think my favorite.
Jasmine stopped by and grabbed me a couple of giant cans, those 32-ounce cans of boombox.
Nice.
A few
I
months
love
ago.
those growlers. Yeah, I think my favorite of theirs is probably Taxation is Theft. Or they had this. They had Putin. They had a Putin one. I can't remember exactly what that was, but I got fucked up at their Christmas party last year on it after like 2 beers.
Fucked up
Oh my
after
God.
a Christmas party, not at a Christmas party.
I was at their Christmas party.
So you got fucked up after that Christmas party.
No, at that Christmas
Oh, okay. I
party.
thought you said I got fucked up after a Christmas party, and it seemed kind of weird to distinguish that you got fucked up not during the party proper, but afterwards.
This is
Listen, Ryan, I don't want to dishonor the Lord on his special day. So
that's how they do their Christmas parties every year. They just everyone's sober as a priest until midnight on Christmas Day.
I don't know what priests you know.
Ooh,
Gotta
speaking,
sample that wine.
speaking of alcohol, I had a tragedy of an alcoholic beverage yesterday.
Oh,
I don't know if you guys know this, but Four Loko now makes seltzers.
oh,
They are 14% alcohol by volume. So
wow.
Yes. So for science, I had to try it while watching Ocean's 12 and Ocean's 13.
For science, not my alcoholism. I swear it.
Yes, science.
Science.
Yes, science.
Science.
It was
And
awful. It is so disgusting. It tasted like It tasted like if sugar went bad somehow, like it spoiled. That's the flavor that I was getting from
I feel
it.
like part of your problem is having a 14% seltzer.
Yeah.
Were you expecting any different? Were you expecting it not to suck?
I had my expectations in 6 foot under in the grave, and it did not even hit those expectations. It was that disgusting. I actually didn't even finish it. It was a big old 22 ounce or something. I actually don't remember how much, but it's
Came with a coupon for $5 off a case of Copenhagen Snow.
I got halfway into it, and I could not. Even getting drunker as I'm drinking it, because it's 14% ABV, it never got better. It just got worse and worse and worse. And it just stuck to my tongue, and it had a smell to it too. It was
Taste the tannins in it.
I'm kind of surprised that Four Loko hasn't shot for the same gamer demographic that Mountain Dew has, and get some licensing deals with Xbox or something for those alcoholic gamers.
Because Four Loko doesn't like nerds.
Because
okay?
Four Loko is definitely the Mountain Dew of alcohol.
That's giving Four Loko too much credit.
I'd say Four Loko is the Mr. Pibb of alcohol.
But Mr. Pibb's really good.
Well, Four Loko used to be good.
And back before they determined, oh my God!
See?
Also, we have to pour one out for Brooks with the news surrounding Tab coming to light recently.
Oh, I know. That's right.
It's okay. All things die. All things serve the beams.
True.
We'll have to do a 21 tab salute and just get 21 tab.
It's stupid. You're here right now and kick your ass, Tyler.
Are you going to be one of those guys? Are you going to go to the store and buy as many cases of Tab as you can and just keep them in a closet?
No,
Have a surplus.
I think I'll buy a singular 12-pack and leave it in my pantry. And when I want to remember the old times, I'll have 12 times.
12 times to remember.
He'll have a little photo of a Tab 12 pack, and he'll just do the Wolverine looking crying thing.
Oh man. Yeah, I saw that news and I was like, Brooks is not going to be happy about this.
You brought him into the living room, son. Some bad news.
I had a couple of people send me the link to that article. I'm just like, fuck you, I already know.
There's one person I know who drinks Tab. It's Brooks, and he's not going to be happy.
Actually, Zeke got me into Tab.
Really?
Forever ago. Yeah. So
I figured
we're gonna be devastated together.
I figured you were into Tab for pure aesthetic.
No, it just tastes good.
Because it also kind of fits your personality.
It does. A throwback
Yeah.
or something.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm poor.
The obvious option for when you're poor is just always having powdered Kool-Aid at hand.
Shasta,
yeah, or some Tang.
I hate powdered Kool-Aid. I never understood people.
What?
I know a whole bunch of people who's had I hate it. It's gross. It's just like pure sugar. Even when I was a kid, I hated Kool-Aid. It was nasty.
Are you sure you were actually a child?
Yes.
He's like 7.
This is too sweet. Get it away from me. Jesus Christ. Do you want me to get diabetes?
I mean, 2 of 4 of us felt this way in our childhood, so...
This is really unwholesome. I just can't. It's going to go straight to my gut. And it's also just really sweet, and I don't like it. So can you please get me a black coffee?
Decaf, please. Decaf, please. It's after 2, Mom.
Ryan's a
Meanwhile,
little heavier weighted on the liking Kool-Aid spectrum than us because he blends it with Mountain Dew.
I mean, that's how we got Baja Blast, an accident at the Kool-Aid factory.
meanwhile, I drink
artisanal of blends for Ryan.
I drink so much blue raspberry lemonade Kool-Aid that my hair is blue.
The blue one is the correct flavor, yes.
The blue one is indeed the correct flavor. It is.
None of this fucking red bullshit.
Blue Kool-Aid. It stains so well it doubles as hair dye.
Yeah. The first time I ever tried to dye my hair, it was 8th grade, and it was red Kool-Aid, and I dyed my hair and my skin.
What? You actually tried to
Yeah, no, that's legitimately a thing. No, that's legitimately a thing. Was in high school we would dye our hair with Kool-Aid. Yes.
Okay, I just want to.
It's the American dream.
It had to be the packets without the premix sugar. But just the normal packets that don't have the sugar in them, you use that as hair dye. Yes.
Yeah, it's a thing.
People ingest and enjoy, and it's doubling as a fucking dye.
I mean, it's all natural, minus the chemicals.
Forget all of the laundry list of chemicals. That's completely.
I can't wait until Garnier finally makes a deal with Kool-Aid. And just
I would absolutely buy a hair dye that had the Kool-Aid Man on it.
Kool-Aid Man breaks it. Oh yeah! Oh shit! And trips and spills.
No. It's the Kool-Aid Man, but he's just filled with conditioner.
Oh my god! So we have gotten to the end of the podcast. What have you guys been playing this week?
Still Phasmophobia.
Yeah.
Going to the high school level and standing on the basketball court and shouting at the ghost until it comes in there so I can throw basketballs at it.
I have
slam dunk.
I have learned from so since we played, I started watching some other people play, and saying their name is only to piss them off, specifically only to get them to attack.
This is not news to me. I told you guys this.
I thought it was to get activity, to get them to be active, but they'll be active. You can ask them questions without saying their name. So when you have the spirit box, you can ask them questions without saying their name and you won't piss them off.
That I didn't know. I knew that.
I literally told you guys this. I told you the only reason you say the ghost name, I walk into the house and say their name 10 times to piss them off, and that's it.
I just want to point out that my brain shuts off when I'm scared. And all information that is given to me
So is Tyler just scared all the time then, or?
Yeah.
Pretty much just scared of life.
It's great though that your other people that you're watching play it are actually giving you information, because all of the people that I watch, I have not learned a single useful thing about the game from them because they're idiots.
Yep. I've definitely seen plenty of that. I watched John Reisinger try and walk Gus and Chris from Rooster Teeth through it. And John Reisinger was unfortunately playing your role in that he had played a few and was the equipment bitch. And so he was trying not to die. So he wouldn't lose any of the equipment that he took out. And he died.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to happen eventually. I'm going to go in there and Sugar Daddy's not going to be so sweet anymore because I'm going to lose all my fucking money. And it's going to be Tyler's fault, probably. I'm going to have to run into a room where he's hunched over in a corner. Like, come on, buddy, we can go now. And then you just hear my neck get snapped.
And it was just hilarious to see, to hear John Reisinger, like, you know, you're dead, you're supposed to be quiet. He drops into their Discord. He's like, can you guys please go back and get my things so we don't lose them? And then he's like, just get a picture of my body so we can collect insurance at least.
It's so good, dude.
It's such a simple idea for a game, and I can't believe it. Just it's cool.
I want to play it in VR so bad.
It's pretty good. Especially, honestly, I like having the belt and just being able to turn on the
EMF.
Yeah, the EMF and put it on my belt. Yeah. And so it's on always. And when it detects something, it's going to beep. I don't have to worry about it being in my hand. I just look down and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
I do not want to play in VR.
And the VR players can go akimbo. You can hold two things. It's powerful.
We're going to make you play it in VR.
I know, but it doesn't change my... I don't want to. Probably, you know, there are a lot of things that I do that I don't want to do. That is one of them, I'm assuming.
Prepare yourself for 2021, the terrifying of the Tyler.
Damn it.
The end of days.
We'll make Tyler play this game in VR after the entire internet has forgotten it exists.
Yeah.
We'll bring it back.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone's going to forget about this before December, so.
Probably.
What were you talking about?
How about you, Brooks?
I have been playing, let me see. I mean, beyond spending too much time playing Among Us at work, played some... I haven't played a whole lot of video games this last week. It was kind of busy, but when I did have the time, I did play. I dusted off Dragon Ball Fighter Z.
Fighter Z.
And because, like, you know, I've already bought DLC. I've already bought characters, you know, so I'm like trying to make sure that I get the full utility out of the money I spent. So then I can justify buying the new character they have out. Because I gotta play as Master Roshi. I gotta fucking troll as Roshi.
Master Roshi's such a troll. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Apart from that, though, that's it.
That reminds me, something that we didn't talk about. Mortal Kombat 11 has a new combat pack that has Rambo in it. Yeah.
That's your first blood, not me.
Yeah, I wonder if Rambo in every battle that he gets in always gets first blood, like by default.
First blood.
He like doesn't do anything at all. It just says first blood.
Boo.
Just takes like the smallest amount of health off of the opponent
because they see that it's Rambo. Or they hurt themselves trying to understand what he said walking onto the match.
Just
explodes.
That's a fatality.
The character intro, he just like has the bow off screen and he's just like
oh man.
Oh, Jesus. That'd be fantastic. I saw a deep fake of that scene from Step Brothers where John C. Reilly and Farrell are like, they're doing the whole like, did we just become best friends? And they deep faked it so it's Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger's faces all over them, and it's beautiful.
That's pretty good.
I'll have to find that, yeah.
How about you,
What
Tyler?
about you, man? What have you been playing?
I did play a lot of fighters actually, but actually this and some Among Us on Wednesday. Played a bunch of Among Us on Wednesday. But beyond that, this week I actually did a lot of. I got a piano. I've been trying to learn how to play piano.
Where'd you get?
I got it on Amazon.
Fell off a truck.
pretty much. I just got it on Amazon.
Fine.
They had a cheapo Yamaha that wasn't too expensive, so been learning how to do that. And then I had a couple of D&D games this week, which were a blast. Me and Dan are both playing some Pathfinder together online. And I'm a very obnoxiously drunk and stupid dwarf. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it reads.
That everyone absolutely hates. Which I didn't mean to. He's just really stupid. Just every week that goes by, everyone hates me.
The character chooses the player.
Well, it doesn't help that you're playing a vainglorious idiot who does a lot of reckless things, and I kind of am a good aligned character who worships a goddess of life. These things don't they don't line up very well.
How very uncharacteristic of you.
Everybody assumes this about me, and I don't know why. I've actually had someone say, I bet you always play chaotic evil characters. No!
It's because you're not a shithead.
I usually play good aligned characters. I don't know why everyone thinks I'm such a shithead.
We've got 2 years of podcasts to look back on that could elucidate on why... Ooh, hiccups. Why some people might think you're a shit poster.
Except just because I'm cynical doesn't mean I have to play doesn't mean I have to play some kind of psychopath.
No, but brooding characters are not good aligned.
Plenty of them
This
are.
is not true. Shadow the Hedgehog's character arc is a beautiful and cool story. And if you just take a time to read the fan fictions and the unofficial adaptations of the video games, you would understand that sometimes brooding characters can change their alignment in the middle.
Does anyone argue with my decision to kick Brooks off the call?
Nope. Drop him.
Goodbye, Brooks.
I'm not really going to.
That would be kind of funny, though.
I have the fucking hiccups. Good lord.
Yeah, I hate it.
Yeah,
I hate it so much.
it's
You play
terrible. I've been playing this Foregone game.
For long?
It looks like it has promise, but yeah,
Fortnite?
those Switch frame rates are garbage. Aside from that, Crash Bandicoot 4.
Yeah. Still loving it?
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Oh shit! I forgot. I picked up Spyro for like 15 minutes this week because we were talking about it last time, and
Those remakes are so good. Yeah,
is the episode before that I missed?
I think so.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Okay.
Time is an illusion.
Yeah.
Yes, much like my beer.
Oh my god, hiccups. Oh, on that note, thank you everyone for watching and or listening. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Subscribe.